Oh, Garfield, I hate Mondays too. Odie too. Poor John. That poor John. He's silly. Garfield. Oh boy. So, here we are with another episode of Gear Review, guys. We have a new guest here today. This is Max. He's here to talk about his
Schecter Diamond Series Demon-7.
Yes, very nice guitar. I have the Jackson JS22-7. And Devin over here has the
Jackson Dinky 7.
Oof.
DKA-7.
Says it with such authority, too. Something to be admired in that, I think.
Well, I am authority.
It's a little bit of oomph to it, yeah, I think so. Okay, so let's, who do you want to start with? Who wants to go first? And should we just kind of go down this way? Or Max, you want to go first?
I kind of want to go first because I feel like I don't have a whole lot to say.
Okay, well, let's go over yours then, buddy.
Right, exactly. Always one of the good qualities of a good musician is unknowingly dropping your pick. And I think
we got plenty of them. No, I'll let you borrow one of mine. It's all right.
I gotta say, I have been super interested in like 7 and 8, any other 9, 10, 11, 12 string guitars that you have, but especially a 7, because it does provide that extra oomph that I want in a darker song. And when I really noticed that, like, if I'm playing a 6 string and drop D was not enough, and if you tuned it down to even lower or anything like that, I just wanted that extra 7th string. I want that oomph in there, and I gotta say, it was tax season. I went to Guitar Center,
as everybody goes, right?
And I was browsing, simply looking at things on the walls, and I ended up walking out with this bad boy, and I've never, ever been upset with it.
It's a beautiful guitar, yeah.
It's a much thinner neck than what I'm used to on any other 6 string that I've ever played before. So
it's far more similar to like the Jackson series. Very thin profile neck overall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and even just like this little thin little body on here, if you're not used to it, or if you haven't gotten a 7th string, or even like a newer style guitar in the later 2000
when the Jetpocalypse started.
Yeah, I was lugging around like what I felt like a 20-pound guitar. But it was cool, and it felt cool, and I liked it because it was heavy. But then you get one of these that gives you the sound and the power of that 20-pound guitar, and minuses it down, and the neck is much thinner on the back. You do have to get used to having a wider neck, which is interesting, especially if you're used to playing a 6 string, and you're not, I don't know what to do with this 7th string. It's just kind of in the way, like learning to keep your thumb kind of muted on it the whole time if you're still used to those like 6 string riffs. That was something I had to get used to, but just even having just the 7th string just to give it that extra. I know I keep saying oomph, but it's the best thing.
It's an oofy guitar. I mean, one thing I've always noticed about it definitely has the nickel-plated hardware on it, which I think is really cool. These inlays are actually really neat too. I like those.
They're an eye catcher.
They are for sure. What kind of pickups are in there? I'm sure they're stock, but are they?
They are stock. They are Duncan designed pickups. Mm-hmm. We do have a front and a back.
Active?
It's pretty. No, I think they're passive, right? Or no, those are active. Yeah, no, those are active. Or at least an active EQ. He's got the battery pack in the back there, so yeah.
Oh, God damn, that is very true. That if you don't have active pickups, something you'd need to get used to. If your guitar sounds like shit, but you've put all the goodies on it, check your battery. There's a good thing some shit's going on.
Yeah.
Check your battery, ladies.
Always check your battery. Okay, so let's go over this one over here. Unless you have anything else to say about the Schecter over there, man. What are the pros, cons?
Can we hear it too?
Yeah, I'd love to hear it, man.
Yeah.
You need to borrow
I would say pros is that if you haven't played one, like even just hearing.
It's heavy, just.
If you can make that face, like when you eat food and you go, oh my god, if you can do this. And it gives you that's a good ass feeling,
It gives that look like when you're at a bar and you realize you've drank too much and you ate too much at the same time, you're about to shit your pants. Just, fuck, okay, I gotta go home, guys.
Something's coming. Something's about to happen.
Every time.
There's a seismic shift.
It's one of my favorite riffs that I know that you all have heard many times, but it's one of the only ones that I could really incorporate a good 7-string. Close. Close. But it's not.
Water.
Especially when you get to these lows, just even on that first one.
Shit's just chunky, bro.
It's girthy.
Chunky.
Yeah. And that's what I gotta say, that I could literally do this just...
I think a lot of people, when you first get a 7-string, or you upgrade from a 6 to a 7, the first thing you do is just chug for hours and hours.
Only play 0, 1,
0, 1, 0, yeah. Yeah, let's see. Anything else? Any cons that you want to talk about with the guitar? Something you don't like, or is it all positive for you, man?
I mean, I gotta say, with my first 7-string, this gives me everything that I want, at least for right now. The only thing, if I had a con about it, and you're not gonna get a full body guitar unless you're willing to pay into the like 4 digits or something like that. But yeah, this is definitely you can see it on the back. It's a 2-piece. It's bolted
got a good
in
profile,
here.
yeah.
It's really nice. I really also dig this little
plate.
Schecter plate. I stared at that for a little bit when I first got it. Thought that was cool. I also really like the fact when you string this, you're stringing from the back of your guitar up through the front. This is the first guitar that I've had that where it's not you're not plugging the back of your string into the bottom little, what is this called?
Bridge saddle.
Thank you. Yeah,
words.
I really like
words.
that.
Things.
Words. All right, I'm tagging one of you.
All right. Ben! Okay, my turn. Yay! This is the Ibanez JS22...
The Ibanez, huh?
Ibanez. I goofed up. It is the Jackson JS22-7. It's a fantastic guitar. This is also my first 7-string. I bought it from this lovely gentleman over here. We did some upgrades to it, and that's always my first thing to talk about because I love upgrades. I got a little bone nut up top here. Gives it a nice sustain to it. Got some hip-shot locking tuners up here. Of course, why would you not get hip-shot locking tuners? They're just... Wow.
Money, pay attention to my...
Yeah. We also have the DiMarzio Deactivator 7-string pickups. He's shaking his head because I can never say DiMarzio?
The one that you can't say is Diodario.
Diodario, that's the one I always screw up.
Diodads.
Yeah, so we have the deactivators in here. Fantastic pickups. They're passive, but they have a very active sound to them. So you can really get some high gain, just chugs away. You know, you can get some crazy noises up top, like... Pretty simple. As far as that's concerned, it's got 2 knobs. It's got a tone knob in the back. It's got the volume knob and a selector switch. So if you want to switch from the neck to
three-way,
three-way, from the bridge to the both going in one time and the neck up there. Fantastic guitar, man. Very similar to the Schecter over here. Very thin profile neck. You can really, it's a good learner for that thing, for having the thinner profile neck on it. See, anything else about this?
So I think it's a rosewood fretboard.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Basswood body on it.
Yep.
These are kind of their beginners guitars. I should say beginner to 7-string guitars because I think they're priced anywhere from I do believe $200, maybe $150. I did get that one for $150 new. If you search Reverb, you could probably find one for even cheaper, or even people that already upgraded one. They're selling on there, and they're fantastic instruments.
That's always a sick find too. When you see somebody on Reverb who has fully upgraded, or at least upgraded a few things about their guitar in the first place, that is just, I love it when that happens.
It's a lot of extra work that you don't have to do.
Exactly. Yeah. So let's see. That's really all I really have to say about it, other than. I
got one thing to say about it.
What are you going to say about it?
Can we talk about how the head's the size of my hand?
That is true.
Every time I see one, and I know it's just like kind of the model themselves, but
I agree with that. I do agree with that. The headstock
If I had 7 fingers,
they
would fit in each one of these notches.
But who doesn't like big head?
Oh, well, I mean, is this a Silicon
0.1
Valley
to
reference,
7.
or is this pornography you're talking about?
No, that's
Did we not just catch you like getting off to like
this
Archie
is a Christian
earlier?
channel. This is a Christian channel. No, I would agree with that. The headstock is a little large on it, but I don't really.
Gives it
It
style.
still looks cool.
Yeah, it's style. It's not as cool looking as the Schecter headstock, yeah, but yeah, it's a great guitar. I love the beveling on the edge, so you can really kind of it sits
Nice
well.
little
Thin it is,
tummy
yeah.
tuck.
Exactly.
That was one thing. I was like, man.
Yeah, it fits in really well. I have not had any problems with this guitar. The action's really low. Obviously, we set it up to be really, really low.
Any guitar that you get, you should always look into, if you don't know anyone, set up with a professional guitar tech to get it the action that you desire, because any guitar can be a good guitar. Just like send it to your local luthier, they'll set it up for you. Anyways.
Or just YouTube the hell out of it.
Or YouTube.
Learn through mistakes.
Learn
Learn
through
through a
mistakes.
series of mistakes and beat yourself up, and then one day be like, I got it. So let's do a really quick playthrough with this one, and that's about all I'm really going to say. Let's do it here, guys. Pardon my playing. I'm kind of rusty on the 7. I've been just sort of obsessing over my 8 these days, so.
That was nice. Was that the new Fallout Boy?
Yeah, it's a new Fallout Boy. Yeah. Or you could also do just classics, you know. That's just a little K-Mac giggle there. That's all I got to say about this guitar. Devin, you want to go ahead and do yours, and then we'll go ahead and give the stars to each guitar.
I'll think about it.
We'll think about it.
Yes, so I have the Dinky DK-A7. It is the 7-string that I upgraded to. Another reverb find. It is a 26.5-inch scale on there with a maple fretboard, maple neck, alder body. I have opted to upgrade to the bare knuckle impulse pickups. My pickups of choice.
Shameless advertising yet again. That is what we're good
Shameless
at.
advertising.
And we're not paid either. We're very adamant about what we like.
When you need a refreshment, there's nothing like a genuine Coors Rocky.
From the Rockies. Jimmy Clip upgrade. I didn't upgrade the tuners because they already had locking tuners on there by Planet Waves by D. Dario. And yeah, so anything I would say about this guitar is very positive. I also had this one set up with a bone nut, and it plays fantastic. When I got this, it definitely was a little worn. Even if you look at the maple fretboard, it does look a little worn down.
I like that though. It gives like patina to it, you know.
It does kind of have a nice little look to it. It gave it kind of more of a vintage vibe. So I wasn't knocking it. Neck's also thin, just like all these 3 of these guitars. I think they're all relatively in price. I mean, nowadays this one's harder to come by just because they don't make this model anymore, but they do sell newer ones, but they're more of like kind of the mid-tier price. Probably around like $600-700, somewhere around there. But the ones that are kind of replacing these Jacksons are those new Misha ones. Those HT7 ones.
Never seen
They're
it.
also,
No.
yeah, those ones are looking really cool, so...
Misha as in Misha Mansour?
Misha Mansour from the band Periphery.
Well, that's something I'm going to need to look up after this.
I was going to say, I was in complete confusion until I heard the word periphery, and I was like, oh, gotcha, got it. I'm picking up. I got
Progressive.
So anyways, I do love this guitar. They were kind of advertised as their Korean models, I think, that they came out with, and it's fantastic. I mean, you know, it's something. It's not quite pro level where they have their custom shop, but it's up there, and it's a really great guitar, and I'm glad to have found it for a relatively cheap price on Reverb. So without further ado, everyone wants to hear, what does it sound like?
What's it sound like, Devin? Devin!
I know.
What's it sound like?
It sounds like babies dying.
Gotta put the kill switch. Okay.
Oh yeah, I forgot. It also has this nice little arcade switch on there.
Beautiful.
And
Beautiful. I love
It's a
kill
fucking
switches.
button on your guitar.
I love kill switches.
Yo.
Plus, here's the thing about that guitar that my first thought about a couple thoughts. Number one, it looks like a Stormtrooper, which is badass. I mean, never give it a standard issue Imperial laser rifle because it'll never hit anything, but man, can it chug.
When you say that now, all I can think of is
It's Stormtrooper, exactly. Yeah, you see it.
That's so
that's the
funny.
first thing I think.
Stormtrooper.
That in the binding around the edges of the guitar is really cool.
It does have binding
It's
around
super neat.
The neck here.
Yeah.
It is very nice. It's actually, it doesn't change any playability at all.
It's just aesthetic, but it looks so
just
nice.
looks
Yeah,
fucking
that's
cool.
just it's a little
looks
treat
sick.
for you when you're on stage. You know, like this
Little treat.
Ooh, look at me, I'm fancy.
Super nice. It's also just like all these. They are bolt-on necks.
Yep.
And
I like the profile of that too, where it sort of curves inwards,
It's got a
so you
little
can
bit of
really,
curve.
yeah, you can kind of get in there on the high notes and stuff.
She's got
that and
curves.
this
You know,
thin part
nothing wrong.
here.
Yeah, the bevel.
I
and
really
everything,
like
yeah.
this. Is much thinner.
Nice
than
little
the
bevels. It's
looking
got
at
nice
back
little
here.
things. I mean, you can tell it's like a little sunken in as well.
Mhm.
It's a sexy bitch, and I enjoy this workhorse right here.
Yeah.
So
My guitar is not as fit as his. Mine's a little thick.
I think we're
Nothing
all
wrong. This is
aspiring
very
to,
well.
Well,
to
we all
be the
have our
Stormtrooper at this
preferences.
point. Yeah.
Fuck, if
We
I
all
could
have
be
our
a
types, it's
Stormtrooper,
fine.
Oh my god. Quit my day job, finally. Jesus.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get to the stars, boys.
and now for the final round.
The final round, out of 5 stars. We'll start with you, Max. What do you rate your guitar?
I mean, for my standards as a like basic 7-string owner, not super technical in it, but I want that oomph and that thud in there. If I had to give it 5 when I pulled this off the wall and when I play it now, I'm giving it a 4.
That's a solid
It
review.
is everything that I've wanted, knowing my level of guitar playing and my level of expertise. You know, when I look at some of the lates and greats who are slamming and riffing the 7 and 8 strings,
Yeah.
it's probably not up to their level. But for me and the shit that I want to do, this is everything that I could ask for, and it just looks fucking pretty, man. I've never owned a white or a even light colored guitar.
Yeah.
So even just the fact when you look down, you know, it just looks clean.
I'm sure it
Playing
captures the light
something
on
clean.
stage too really
dude,
well.
It's just nice. I give it 4 out of 5 stars.
Sweet. Okay, yeah. For me, let's see here. The JS22-7. Out of 5 stars, I give this a 3.5. Only because of the fact that when you get it out of the box, obviously it's not going to play the way it is. It's better to get this guitar and probably pop some upgrades in yourself. And it doesn't really chug the way it does for me now without having that intonation, pickup upgrades, tuner upgrades, you know, the bone nut upgrade, all that stuff. After you do all that, honestly, if you had all the upgrades in the setup, then I'd have it rated a 4. But let's just go ahead and call it even 3.5, right across the board. This is a great guitar. If you're looking into getting into 7 strings, for the price, you cannot beat this. And like Devin said earlier, you can go into Reverb, go into used gear sites. You might be able to find this with some upgrades already put into it. Somebody who's already instated the guitar for you. And that'll make your life so much easier in the long run. So, yeah, that's my verdict. Let's say 3.5 on that one, buddy.
Bad.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
nice, very nice.
Devin?
I give it a 6.66. 5.
5?
Yeah, five.
That's
I'll
strong.
give it 5 Banons. It's a
5 Neil deGrasse Tysons for you, buddy.
5 Neil deGrasse Tysons. It's
of
actually a
fucking
lot of guitar for what I paid. Now the newer ones, I don't know what they're like, but because this is the older one, and the newer ones are going to be the Jackson DKA-7 M's. Whatever it is.
It's got a letter at the end.
It's got an extra letter at the end.
It's got letters and numbers and things, and yeah.
But talking about two companies, Jackson and Schecter. They have both been producing several great guitars over the years, especially geared towards metalheads. And Schecter's been around for a long time. That they've
shown a lot of love for metalheads.
Shown a lot of love for metalheads. They now do like the Jeff Loomis signature and the I'm kicking myself. What's his name? Keith Merrow.
Merrow, yeah.
Keith Merrow signature.
By the way, both bias effects users, which is what we are playing through today.
Today we're playing.
We're actually using Jeff Loomis's signature distortion pack.
No way.
We are.
And it sounds this good.
And we also, we also have the Merrow Drive pack on bias effects. So go into Positive Grid and check that out. Another shameless plug.
That's an own review right there.
Yeah, we're probably gonna do our own separate one on that one. But yeah, if you haven't tried it, please do. I can't say enough praises for it. Yeah, it's great. Anything else, gentlemen?
I think that's good. But if you guys are curious about other guitars out there in the Schecter and Jackson realm, and they seem too cheap to be, too good to be true, give them a try. You may like them. You might want to upgrade yourself if you're like us. But if you want something out of the box, maybe look at something a little more high-end scale. Why don't you go get a Kiesel? Quit being cheap.
Quit being cheap.
Why would you do that? Don't be like us. Us poor peasants. Get some money together. You gotta work.
Jesus.
All right.
Get a job, folks.
All right.
All right. Signing off. This is the Gear Review, guys. I'm Ben. This is Max.
I'm Devin.
Goodbye.